go, no-go situation.
All right, we're out here in Utah, the Utah Motorsports Complex at the Nitro World Games Rallycross track. We're walking on what looks like a motocross track right now.
This is the best rallycross track in the world. That is the biggest rallycross jump in the world. This is what I live for. You don't see berms like this anywhere in the world for race cars. The Nitro World Games, Nitro Rallycross, here we are. Most rallycross tracks are, say, 60 to 70% tarmac, 30 to 40% gravel. This is like 90% gravel, and there is a long straightaway here of tarmac, but you're only going straight. You're going straight and you're braking down to a fast left-hand corner, and then you're back on the gravel again. So there's this huge jump, there's a tabletop jump underneath it, there's another jump in the back it's a smaller takeoff, and it dips down and there's a higher landing, so you have to jump up and over it. There's another big hump back here that we carry air off of, and then there's two metal ramp jumps, one onto the start finish straight and then one coming off the start finish straight into turn one. So, by the way, look at that beautiful sort of,
look at that backdrop.
This is like rallycross cranked up to 11, maybe 12.
Cranked up to 12, that's insane. It's like the hell track of rallycross.
Yeah, it really is. And you look at this giant jump. Last year I had a car that the rear suspension wasn't even built for these big jumps, so I never even did it. I haven't driven a Fiesta like this in years. The only testing I got before I actually did this jump was I did a little straightaway in the back over there and did a couple handbrake turns.
So barely any practice, and then mid-lap you have to do pretty much would have been a record-setting jump maybe a decade ago. How long was your Stunt Junkies jump?
Stunt Junkies jump was 171 feet.
Oh my God.
That was sketchy. That was something I did once.
Right.
I did not do that again.
Right.
This I have to do every lap. Every lap. If you feel like not doing the gnarly jump one lap, you can go through here, but you're gonna lose a second, which is enough to lose a place in this racing.
I love Travis's frame of mind, by the way, where it's like, oh, you're not able to do that jump, so let's just make him do a different jump.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller.
A berm to a
berm into a smaller
tabletop
jump. So no matter what, you can't cop out of some kind of jump.
Yeah. Now I'm a little more used to it, but for us to get to the right mile an hour, it's 75 miles an hour to the sweet spot. I have to be in third gear, and I have to be on the rev limiter. So just imagine sitting on the rev limiter. That's nerve-wracking enough being on a rev limiter.
Right.
But then you're heading at this giant jump. And by the way, as I leave the lip or I get in the air, I shift into fourth. So I land full throttle in fourth on the downside to head towards it.
Wait, you're shifting midair?
Yes.
That's so sick.
Well, you want to keep the front end up. That's
right.
So you actually increase the speed of the wheels to try and bring the front end up, and it's just what you got to do. So that was my first jumps and actual first real turns with this car. So now I've done more than hairpins. And I've jumped about 120 feet.
So there you were, coming up to the ramp, thinking,
well, Travis goes up there and he would do a speed run and just roll up to the top. And he makes it look so easy. You know what I mean?
there was probably just a moment where you thought it's gonna be fine.
No,
you thought you were the whole time.
There was no moment. Well, it just kind of, I felt like a movie star, actually. It came up way faster than I expected.
Do you remember True Lies when that truck goes over in Florida off the end of the bridge and then the guys are like, oh, okay, and then the Pelican lands on the front and then it tips them over?
Well, the first thing my spotter says is don't move and don't lean forward.
Nice.
All right. Ooh, that was a little short.
Really short.
Thank you, Travis Pastrana, for building the wildest rallycross course in the entire world.
Well, we should go find Travis and see like what kind of deranged thoughts he had when creating this thing. Because I'm sure this is tamed down a little bit.
Yeah, by the way, he did have gnarlier stuff built out here and they made him tone it down.
Of course. Okay, that's a really far ways down. Now that we're up here and I'm looking down at it, like that's another level of sketch that I wasn't even thinking about.
Actually, it's two levels.
2 levels.
Oh, hey Travis.
Hi. So it's like you got your 15-foot takeoff, and then you got your 9-foot tunnel.
Every time I go across it, I in my head I remark like, this is a lot of airtime.
I always thought rally was motocross with a roll cage. You know, it was kind of like a hare scramble. You're going and you're blind corners and snow and different conditions, and it's fun. And that excitement is something that I get in rally that I don't get after I've been around a track 2,000 times. But this track, it just feels like a roller coaster the whole time. So I'm trying to make that to where it does have to test you. Because if it doesn't challenge you, then you're just racing the other guys.
He and I started racing rally around the same time, but we did this one jump that we have this great photo side by side on Rim of the World, and that was the first time we're like, wait, motocross dimensions work with these things, you know? Wait, well this opens up a whole new window.
It wasn't
of
even
things.
this thing. It had a takeoff that was like 4 foot tall, super steep.
Yeah.
It was like 80 feet and had a steep landing.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think we can do that without breaking the car. And out of the dust, I see your car flying. I was like, dropping the hammer, Harry. That was great.
Yeah. This is literal do or die, like to put it badly, but
The car brakes. 2 guys today had flat tires. You might have been one of them too. And if there's more, they had a flat and still went for the jump. Not because they had to, because it's 2 seconds faster than the other option. You got a flat tire and you're still going for the jump anyway, completely sideways, because you're gonna gain 2 seconds.
Look at a lot of data to try and figure it out. There's the last corner on the second to last lap. Travis will have seen that. Do you know what? Maybe there's an opportunity on the next lap.
Dude, how about second lap coming in here? I followed you in hot, that full drift, and then back in. I was like, holy.
there's very few tracks around the world that I'm that stoked to get in the car and go flat out. This is one. This is by far one of the best ones.
I'll see you in the first turn tomorrow. We'll be in the same heat.
Real racing happens tomorrow. All right, let's do this.
Game on.
Pointing at my battle scars.
I'm checking out the battle scars. You got new panels on that side already, but in the final...
That's what happens when you start in the back. I gotta fight my way to the front.
That was a good fight, though. The LCQ, you were really, really quick in this car.
Well, fastest lap of the event. We did Steve in this Fiesta. Such a nice change coming from the Focus to be able to get back in this car and be able to have confidence to set the fastest lap time of the weekend. But unfortunately, I had 5 races this weekend. You know, all the heats and qualifiers and all that stuff. I had punctures in 4 of those races. I only had one event, one race without puncture, and that was the LCQ that got me into the final.
And not only that, but this dude, mid-lap, you had a puncture, and then took the 100+ foot jump. The announcers were like, oh, he's gonna have to take the Joker a bunch of times now, or the alternate lap. No, this dude just sent it over. That was insane.
Well, the thing is, there were two guys battling in front of me, and whoever won that heat went to the final. So I wanted those two to battle, take each other out, and then win that heat. So I had to try and keep with them. So 8K at the limit, jumping 120 feet in a car with no right rear tire. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. I had to go to the LCQ. I won the LCQ to go to the final. But
The LCQ was a really good race.
yeah, but that's what it takes.
But the best part about it is, with this entire track, even with any kind of result, like the result you got this weekend, maybe not the best, but you would say you still had a really good time.
Oh yeah, best track in the world, best rallycross track in the world, one of the funnest jumps in the world, and I got to do it a bunch of times. It's unfortunate that I had the luck with the tires that I did, but I tried. I worked my ass off, the team worked their ass off, we were here to try and win, and it just didn't pan out, but I had a great time.
Well, that's that. I think that might be a wrap. Are we rapping right now?
We're rapping. High fives to rap.
Left-handed high five, craziest track on the planet. There's a rogue hand that just came out of there. We're going to Gymkhana Grid next. I think there's a couple other little videos squeezed in here and there. But yeah, this car's sick, the track's sick, that's Matt. Anyway, that's a wrap.
And I actually have to come back tomorrow to jump that for the CBDMD piece with a couple UFC fighters. So yeah, I still get to enjoy it even again tomorrow.